Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Attention diesel mechanics. Republic Services is now hiring in Duval and St. Johns County. And with Republic Services, new diesel mechanics get a $2,000 sign-on bonus, a $1,000 yearly tool allowance, and competitive benefits. Republic Services will even pay for your ASC certifications and offer a bonus for each certification earned. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment today. Visit republicservices.jobs for more information and to apply. Wear the star, drive your career.
Are you sitting around the house or driving around in your car collecting stimulus money and unemployment? It's time to get back out there and get a job, man. High Flying Jacko here. Woody's Barbecue's now hiring in all positions, from dishwashers to managers. Business is good at Woody's Barbecue, and you can start all over right now. Call Woody's corporate office and find out more.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do.
Let's eat.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years.
This year has brought new challenges, but we've been tested before. Americans are tough and caring. Mike Merritt wants to thank everyone for pulling together, especially those on the front lines who maintain vital services. Mike Merritt is taking special precautions to keep you and their employees safe as well as comfortable. And as always, with Mike Merritt, there are never overtime fees. Whenever you need them, they're here for you. Visit merrittair.com.
Florida license number CACO 50384.
The Pure Sculpting facility on Beach Boulevard is back open now. More and more guys here on the First Coast are discovering what Pure Sculpting can do to get you back to your ideal weight. Listen, man, sometimes you need that little jump start, that little kick start. And Pure Sculpting has two ways to get rid of that stubborn fat that us aging men find it harder and harder to get rid of. They have the minimally invasive liposculpting procedure. I've been telling you about that. I mean, that's outpatient. You go in, local anesthesia, read a book or watch TV while the procedure is done. And we now have a brand new non-invasive Evolve system. This destroys fat without any surgery. Leading edge, FDA-approved technology, peer-reviewed. It shows up to 40% fat reduction in only 3 sessions. Less expensive, more effective than the most popular brands in the market right here in Jacksonville. You need to call Pure Sculpting and set up an appointment now that they're open. 447-2019 for Pure Sculpting. They offer all kinds of other services as well. But guys, get that fat in check at 447-2019.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
With your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm B41010XL. This update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. Major League Baseball players are submitting a counter-proposal to owners that would see a longer season than initially proposed, 100 games to be precise, and the players getting prorated salaries, not the sliding scale that had been proposed by the owners. From the college basketball ranks, the Florida State Seminoles hoping for good news as Musa Cisse, a 5-star prospect that was part of the 2021 class, has reclassified as 2020, and FSU among his final 6. In fact, due to the coronavirus, FSU the only place he made an official visit. It's 73 degrees at 6:57 time and temperature, brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! Seems like yesterday. Ah! A little Bullet Bob Seger. That's what we got cooking.
The legend.
Woo! Woo! Great to be here with you boys. Lovely day, Thursday. Working an injury. I'm going to have to talk to Doc today.
I see it. I got a chest pain yesterday I'm carrying around.
Doggone on
What'd
it.
you do? Strain your calf? You walker?
I was jumping rope.
That's jump rope. From walking to jump rope.
And, I got.
You're like a 1950s fitness guy.
Yeah, it's not that fit. But I was jumping rope and I stretched it. And so I said, well, I've been like, the month of May, the April was the steps challenge. So I said, all right, let's amp it up a little bit here. Let's jump some rope and run, walk. Listen, when I run, it's jogging, but jogging. And anyway, I did something to it when I was jumping rope a couple days ago. So I said, all right, I'm just going to walk for a couple days. And I was walking just fine. And then yesterday, I said, well, it feels okay. Let me see if I jog slow here. And I jogged a little bit, and then I went, oh. Then I heard it. So now I'm ticked. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just cut it off. I may dig into it.
Well, you like to do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to suggest it. I'll leave that up to you. But
may dig into it with a knife and just cut it right out there.
Well, I'm hoping I've pulled a rib cartilage or something because I got chest pains that I've never had. You don't want to have chest pains.
No.
Those make you a little bit paranoid when that happens. But I'm thinking that if it was something serious, heart related, you wouldn't have just a sharp pain every now and then for a day. Something would come hard and sock you, wouldn't it?
But anyway, it's good to be here, and it's good to rock and roll with you guys on a Thursday. I do have a drill poll question of the day that my son told me was the dumbest one ever.
Good.
Presented by the Edge Group. Need to sell your property fast. Residential, commercial. Call 904-474-5851. In 10 years, who will be the best of these quarterbacks? Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, the problem with that, I don't know what part he thought was dumb. I could say, no. That's impossible to answer.
Right.
Yeah.
But it brings about debate.
I think Mahomes should be 98% of the vote.
Well, he's 83.
Yeah.
And that's based on what they've done.
Right.
But if Lamar Jackson, who Mahomes won MVP, then won a Super Bowl? What if Lamar Jackson, who won MVP last year, wins a Super Bowl this year? What if Deshaun Watson backs up Dabo Swinney, and it maybe only takes him 5 or 6 years, but then he goes and wins 6 in a row? What if Trevor Lawrence is all that and more?
Well, I mean, you have to take the best case scenario to answer that question. But Mahomes, by the way, the difference between he and Jackson in their MVP is Mahomes did it like a quarterback and Jackson did it like a running back.
And that's true. And there are other young quarterbacks that we could have put in this. So that's the fun part about it. And, of course, some of the –
yeah, I'd see Minshew not make the list.
Well, if I put Minshew in there, then he wins. And
it's silly.
Kind of, and I love it. That's great. And you should pick Minshew if you're a Jag fan. But
sure.
I was thinking, too, we were talking, Baker Mayfield – what do you have, 20? What's the NFL rookie record for touchdown passes?
28, I think.
29? What do you have that?
I think he had 28, I think.
All right, well, Minshew was only 7 behind and missed 4 games. I mean, there's a chance he would have been right around there. What you don't want to have happen is what Mayfield did his second year. You don't want Minshew to do his second year.
Which,
so.
And there's some truth in that. It's not just that the young quarterbacks figure out the league figure out the young quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
Have a year of tape to look at. When you're seeing Gardner Minshew for the first time or he's only played 4 games, you're not exactly you haven't figured out what he struggles with most either.
Well, we saw the blueprint by the New Orleans Saints, which was to keep them in the phone booth, not let them escape the pocket. And if they can do that, if teams will try to do that, I suspect, this year, and he's going to have to make better decisions. We talked about that one particular play against the Jets where he left the pocket early when he didn't need to. So there'll be some challenges for him to get better along the way as he goes forward and the NFL goes forward, we hope, here in
I was thinking about this with the Minshew too, and the new offense.
He, by the way, is meeting the media today too.
Well, I've heard. We've talked about it might be tougher on the Jags, a young quarterback, new offensive coordinator. But one thing that Minshew has a lot of experience in picking up new systems, doing it quick. He had to move around so much as a college player. I'm sure he's pretty flexible when it comes to that learning process. Baker Mayfield as a rookie had 27 touchdown passes
27,
and just 14 interceptions, a rating of 93. And then last year he went back. He had 22 touchdowns, 21 picks, and a rating of only 78.8, which is quite frankly terrible.
He would have been right around there.
Yeah,
Minshew. Which is fairly incredible considering also he didn't have the best receiving core in the NFL, obviously. Minshew, East Carolina in 16 and 17, Washington State in 18. And then before East Carolina, obviously, he was elsewhere. So could never quite nail it down at East Carolina. And then Washington State, man, he just took off. Crazy how that works.
Yeah, how you can't. Yeah, how you're bouncing around lesser programs, and Mike Leach, right?
Yeah.
Mike Leach in that offense.
And the guy played 10 games at East Carolina in
Minshew seems like
2017 and completed 57% of his pass through 16 touchdowns, had 7 picks, and was
which isn't terrible.
not terrible. And then he exploded at Washington State, where he completed 70% of his passes, had 38 touchdowns and 9 picks, and rating went up 20 points. So, anyway, we'll see. It'll be fun to watch his development and what he's able to do, and what kind of quarterback he's going to be. That's the bright spot in this otherwise, upcoming. I don't want to say dreary because it's the NFL.
It's
but
the hopeful bright spot.
Yeah.
It's the optimistic
Yes.
spot.
Well, we got.
We don't know. I mean, look, there have been awfully good quarterbacks who their second year they regress a little bit.
Right.
I mean, Mayfield was one of those. So yeah, we're gonna have to prove it again.
If we can't hang our heads on Gardner Minshew, we're
right.
Our hope heads. We're
again.
in a lot of trouble.
I think to max for this team to absolutely max out, they have to have an injury-free year. That offensive line has to gel and be better than it's been, more consistent than it's been. Leonard Fournette has to have a career year and a college. There's a lot of ifs, man. Yeah, they can be okay if all these things happen.
If you will, a moment of silence. I was so shook up by this one, I almost texted you yesterday.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
I'm disappointed that you didn't.
No longer will I ever. I will find a new name now in
I don't like how you're looking at me already. I don't like the way the story's going.
in homage and out of respect for the late, great
Yeah.
Biff Pocoroba.
You killed him.
I did not kill him.
You did.
Kind of like GSJ
You
did.
bastard.
No.
You absolutely did. You
I
have
used to reference all the time on the drill Biff Pocoroba. Great name. One of my favorite baseball names of all time.
and you also, in many times when this come to some sort of death or destruction, inputted his name instead.
It's not true.
It is absolutely
It's
true.
incorrect,
And
ladies and gentlemen.
I can remember having to chastise you about those kinds of things
lost Biff.
through the years. You have been referencing Biff Pocoroba in the most
Yeah.
disingenuous ways for years and years.
Not just ingenuous.
You're making fun of his name.
I love his name.
You're not honoring him.
Yeah.
The guy's name is Biff Pocoroba. You know
Biff
who loves his
Pocoroba.
name? His mom and dad. That's
Yeah.
who.
I'm sad to hear it.
Didn't Biff go? I mean, this is serious now. I think Biff Pocoroba, who was the catcher of the Braves when I was a kid,
Poco once threw out 11 straight base stealers, according to Dale Murphy. Poco, they called him,
Pocoroba was a decent player, really. I mean, he was, far from like a Hall of Famer, but, he dies at 66, and I blame Hick. I'm not going to lie.
Way too young for Biff. And it hurts
What a great
because
name, Biff Pocoroba.
I've now got to peruse the sports world and come up with a better name, and I don't know that I can.
Well, you killed Biff Pocoroba. I would hope for whoever's name it is, you never find it.
Jeff Prosser.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
What is? By the way, what's the origination of the name Biff? I mean, who came? Is that short for something?
Biff is from the.
What the hell is
It's
Biff?
short. His full name was Bifford.
Yes.
Bifford? Is that what it is?
No, not really.
We don't know.
You quickly
Totally
bought
made
into
up.
that.
No.
Is Biff? Is Biff short? I mean, there aren't many Biffs, but there are a few. What kind of name is Biff?
I think Biff.
Beef,
just a nickname?
Beef is a sort of a variation
that
of
was
Biff.
That was his name, dude.
His name was Biff.
Biff Benedict Pocoroba.
Was there a time in
BBP.
was there a time in civilization where there were more Biffs?
No.
I don't know.
We had
there's
had Biff in Back to the Future.
Well, that's the greatest Biff of all.
Biff Tannen.
Well, Biff to Pocoroba begs to differ.
And his
but-
ancestor, Buford Tannen.
Yes.
They called him the Mad Dog.
He was Buford, which was a offshoot of Biff, I suspect.
I'm not getting the answers I wanted here. So
Well, there are no
we'll carry
answers
on.
for the
there are
origin of
answers.
Biff. But it's
Pocoroba was born in Burbank. Maybe there were a lot of Cali Biffs.
That's a good name, Biff.
It's a Cali name.
I
It's a
always
West
like
Coast
the name. I like to use the name because it was comes off the tongue wonderfully. Biff Pocoroba. Who do you think I am? Biff Pocoroba? Who do you think you are? Biff Pocoroba? Used to do it all the time.
Biff is a boy's name of American origin.
Yeah.
Death of a salesman. There was a Biff.
Oh, yeah, there was.
Sure. Find other name. Yeah. So there's also famous people named Biff. I'm not going to go into the directions here. It's a given name, a nickname, or part of a stage name.
Yeah. It's a given.
It's exciting. Biff.
Max Scherzer has gone to Twitter after discussing the latest developments with the rest of the players. There's no reason to engage with MLB in any further compensation reductions. We have previously negotiated a pay cut in the version of prorated salaries, and there's no justification to accept a second pay cut based upon the current information the union has received. I'm glad to hear other players voicing the same viewpoint and believe MLB's economic strategy would completely change if all documentation were to become public information.
Well, here's what I need. One of
Tell
these.
us what?
You know what I'm getting a little tired of? Jeff Passan sitting on Sports Center, but really not investigating with any tough questions and finding me answers.
Yeah.
He's gone from being a really good reporter to a talking head who's not bringing me any information.
Oh.
Somebody needs to get a hold of an owner and call them out for what they've done.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to ask an owner. So this is all just a veil, right? It's pretty clear you don't want to play baseball this year. When you give that offer to the players, there's no way. There's not even a half of a percent of you that thinks they're accepting that. There's no way. You're not an essential business. I'm not going to come back and work for you for pennies on the dollar, just like a pizza delivery man wouldn't do the same thing. I mean, it's nonsensical. I don't know why someone won't ask the owners. Seriously? This is, I mean, do you think we're this dumb? Just say it. We don't want to play baseball this year. See you in February. And save yourself this embarrassment of the fight over money during these times. You know, if that's what the owners want, then do it. And if the players then will find out, well, whoa, I'd rather get $3 million than nothing, put it in their court then. I guess.
I have a wonderful on this date in history today, Beef. And I hope you can
Look what
dig
the coronavirus has done to us.
On this day?
I hope you can dig it out. My man TC, not Tom Coughlin, but my other favorite skipper, Terry Collins.
Terry Collins.
Turned, I don't know, say he's 70-something, whatever.
Yeah.
And 4 years ago today was the great moment in New York Mets history when all of our asses were in a jackpot. Tommy Hallion and Terry and Thor and the whole gang.
What happened?
This is the great argument of all time. What happened? His ass was in a jackpot. That's where it originated.
Oh, that was it. That was Terry Collins said that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh,
that.
yeah. He came flying out of there, man. Tremendous. Like, oh, it was terrific. Thor threw one right behind a Dodger player, and they ejected him right away, and, it was good stuff. Oh, it was great.
Was this lingering from the Chase Utley breaking the leg, or?
I'm sure it was. 16. Yeah, he should have hit him right in the noggin.
Wow,
Well,
head
honestly.
hunting.
Yeah.
Settle down there.
Beat him up. Chase Utley, he deserves it. Deserves every bit of it. I'll tell you that right now. Did you read the article on Roy Halladay?
I did.
Yeah.
Aren't you pleasantly shocked that I answered I did?
Yeah.
I wasn't. I mean, that one gripped me. I'm
sad.
Yeah, it was sad.
Sad that he went through what he had to go through.
It was sad.
You know, for those who don't know, Roy Halladay was a Hall of Fame pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays, and was a first-round pick, and was really struggling early on in his career, and heading to bust status, and found his, made some adjustments and became really one of
workhorse.
Really one of
workhorse.
Really one of the few.
He had more complete games than the rest of the league over a certain amount of time.
But he paid the price, obviously. Physically, it got broken down, and became addicted to painkillers.
I think the message there, if there were one, and I think there wants to be, his wife is going public with this because he was a private person. There's a difference between privacy and doing yourself a disservice. The message I would take out of it for anyone that is dealing with substance abuse issues, don't be embarrassed.
It's not a prideful thing.
Yeah, go get it fixed because it can get fixed.
He tried. He tried twice, though.
He kind of tried. The first time he left because someone brought in a cell phone, right? Yeah. And the second time no, you can't. Look, then it's a terrible, horrible fight. Yeah. It's not an easy thing, and I'm not saying and it's a mistake for someone to say, well, just don't do it. A lot of people who, if you're not bent that way, that's an easy thing to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't wake up every day with an urge to go do something. No. If you did, then speak.
No.
And for some people, that urge isn't some psychological urge; it's physical. Right. There are many people can do or try a thing once or twice, no big deal. You forget about it 20 years later. Yeah. Others, when they do or try something, it hits a part of their brain that's different from you or me.
Yeah.
Those are factual things. So try your damnedest and don't give up and get past it, because you can't live a full and complete life, and often you will do something that will end your life short.
Anyway,
shortly.
He had also his dad was a pilot. He had gotten into flying, and he bought this plane when he knew he wasn't supposed to mess around in it. But he was under, he was,
he had it in his system.
A lot of stuff in his system the morning he went out flying. So obviously he was still battling, and he the one instruction was you don't show off in this,
Yeah.
and he was doing just that. He
Yeah.
ended up crashing into the Gulf in 4 feet of water and passed away. And it was very sad because he was just 40 years old, man. 2
Right.
kids. I guess his one son's now pitching at Penn State. And just a sad story, but a telling story, really, and a little bit of what, the one of the dark sides of professional sports, or, he was so broken down in such pain. He, was prescribed pills. He found a guy that he could go to where he could get.
Take too many.
Yeah.
And then and look, I know that you do become addicted to painkillers. Understand, but you reach a certain point where you're not taking the pills for the painkillers. It's now about the mental and physical addiction that you have. Because of that, at the end of the day, sadly, there are some people that struggle to go through a day sober. And whether that boost comes from nicotine or THC or opioids or alcohol or whatever it is, you just don't pray that people can thrive and be happy with sobriety.
Yeah.
Roy Halladay, whether it was imposed on him through injuries or because of a reaction he didn't know physiologically, got to a point where he couldn't do that. He was under the influence of something all the time from a very young age, from before he started the opioid, right? His wife told the story of when he was first starting, he would come home and go in the room and just drink whiskey and play video games.
Right. So anyway, it was an interesting read, and it was on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Well, I think they're doing a 60 on it.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a break, come back, and kick around what's going on in the world of sports, the very latest. We'll see if we can get our ass in a jackpot here in a little bit.
Why not?
Yeah, and
We got Doc Murphy today.
I'm working out of Dan. It's what the kids call NSFW, so I got to chop it up.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You definitely got to chop it up.
Well, we got.
like every other word.
Terry really went for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna welcome Doc Murphy a little bit later this hour.
Or we can run the whole thing 9 o'clock nasty and go for it.
Woo!
What do you think?
I'm down.
Yeah. Why not?
Maybe we'll get lucky. They'll suspend us for a week.
Come get us, FCC.
No, I'm kidding. This is the drill. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. 10-minute drill when we return. Doc Murphy a little bit later this hour.
Now, Downtime with Dan on 1010XL. Brought to you by Ameris Bank. At Ameris Bank, you don't have to pay for our attention. Our advice doesn't come with a price tag. See what we're all about at amerisbank.com.
Our ray of hope is Gardner Minshew. He meets with the media